There's a sound we no longer recognize. It's the sound beneath every sound, the silence between things. Once, humanity lived close to it. Now, we run from it. We fill every moment with hums, clicks, scrolls, vibrations, and voices that never stop speaking. Not to us, but at us. The moment we find quiet, we reach for something, anything, to escape it. But why? Why does silence, that infinite space where truth begins, now terrify us more than war, than darkness, than death itself? If this content is making sense to you, click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. In this video, we will descend through the noise, into the hollow beneath it, to rediscover what Lao Tzu tried to tell us, long before our world forgot how to listen. The ancients said that the universe began not with sound, but with stillness, that before the word, there was the void. But the modern world worships motion, speed, performance, production. We've turned silence into a void we must conquer, a mirror we must shatter. Every moment of stillness now feels like a failure to keep up. So we drown ourselves in notifications, conversations, and synthetic music, just to avoid hearing the question our soul has been asking all along. Who are you when the noise stops? There's a strange paradox in the human story. We've never been louder, yet never felt more unheard. Our cities scream, our devices whisper, our minds hum in electric restlessness. But the noise is not just around us, it's inside. That inner chatter, the voice narrating your every move, judging, comparing, rehearsing, replaying. That is the true noise of our age. We believe silence is the absence of something, but in truth, silence is presence, and noise is absence. Absence of awareness, absence of connection, absence of being. Somewhere between the birth of the algorithm and the death of attention, we stopped being human beings and became human broadcasts. Each of us, a signal trying to be heard above the static of everyone else. We mistake noise for life. And yet, the more we amplify, the less we exist. The fear of silence is the fear of facing the self that speaks in it. Over 2,500 years ago, a man walked away from the empire of words. He left his post as an advisor, took nothing but a scroll, and vanished into the mountains. His name was Lao Tzu, and his parting gift to the world was the Tao Te Ching, a book that begins not with answers, but with silence. He warned that the truth which can be expressed is already a distortion, that wisdom lives not in what we say, but in what we stop saying. To Lao Tzu, silence was not emptiness. It was the heartbeat of existence, the unseen rhythm that moves all things without effort. He called it Wu Wei, effortless action, a way of moving in harmony with the flow of the universe. But to hear that flow, one must first be still. One must learn to dwell inside silence long enough to feel the movement that does not move. In ancient China, monks would meditate by the rivers, not to escape sound, but to listen beyond it, to the silent intelligence that guides water, wind, and growth. That was the forgotten lesson. Silence is not the opposite of life. It is the source of it. Now, turn inward. What happens when you stop scrolling? When the room goes quiet and there's nowhere to run but into yourself? Most people feel panic, not because silence is scary, but because it reveals the truth we've been running from. Silence shows you everything noise hides, the ache of your unmet dreams, the weight of your distractions, the sound of your own longing. That's why it terrifies us, because silence holds a mirror, and the reflection is raw, unfiltered, and divine. When you truly listen, not to a voice, but to the space between them, you begin to hear something else, a faint whisper that has always been there. It's not words, it's not thought, It's the hum of being itself. Lao Tzu once said, "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." What he meant is simple. The world bends to those who are not chasing it. When you learn to rest inside silence, you stop needing to control. You stop performing, comparing, fighting. You begin to see the river was always carrying you. You were never separate from its flow. Silence does not ask you to do less. It asks you to be more present. And in that presence, life reveals itself. Every breath becomes sacred. Every sound becomes music. Every moment becomes enough. That is the secret Lao Tzu left behind in the mountains. Not a religion, not a command, a remembrance. The universe does not shout. It whispers. And if you wish to hear it, you must first become quiet enough to listen. We live in an age of noise, but deep inside, silence is waiting, patient, ancient, unchanged. If this message found you, it's not by accident. It's your soul remembering what it once knew before the noise began. Welcome back to the stillness. Because when the world is loud, silence becomes rebellion.